My name is Bill Schenkelberg, and today I'll be discussing artificial intelligence, which is racing at lightning speed. And unfortunately, many are developing a fear of AI. So I ask, is this justified or just another unnecessary phobia? Several months ago, I read a thought provoking article on artificial intelligence, and I personally share many of my concerns with the author, and the author's name was Mohammed Tuhin. A link to a related article is posted on this slide, and there's excerpts from his article in that article that I wrote previously. Every great human leap forward has been born of fire, literally and metaphorically. Man has tamed fire and warmed their caves. Later, humans entered the Industrial Revolution and forged steel and started raising skyscrapers. We cracked the atom and unleashed amazing power of nuclear energy. But with each advance, man has forged ahead closer and closer to forces that some say could possibly end civilization. And now, in the glow of our computer screens and inside silicon mines, we are beginning to shape. Some see another fire, bright, burning, and perhaps uncontrollable. And that's artificial intelligence. For some, AI involves or invokes rather awe and vast possibilities. We are seeing a revolution in medicine, transportation, communication, and knowledge itself. Yet for others, the phrase inspires a different reaction, and that reaction is that of dread. Not uneasiness, not caution, but actual fear, a primeval fear deeper than technological anxiety itself. And then we must ask ourselves, well, why is this? What makes AI, which is the mere imitation of human thought? This may be more frightening than any tool that we've ever built. Why do some whisper that it could be the end of us all? The answer lies not in algorithms, but in psychologically and psychology, our history and the nature of power itself. And a phobia is defined of a fear of. So what is this fear? Let's take a look at the echoes of God and monsters. Humans have always told stories of creation, of Jewish golems, shaped from clay, or Prometheus stealing fire, or of God's breathing life into inert matter. And just as often, many of those stories, well, they end in tragedy. The creature often turns on its creator. The gift of life becomes a curse. The echo of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, the modern Prometheus, haunts every AI conversation, not because it's outdated, but because it touches a nerve buried deep in the human condition, the fear of birthing something we cannot control. We humans are builders. Yes, we are. But we are also survivors. Human evolution has bred into us to sense danger, to predict threats. And AI, in its most advanced potential, does not behave just as a tool. It thinks, it learns, it improves. That alone is enough to stir primal human instincts. But the true terror is not what and that AI will think like us. It is that it won't. It just might start thinking better than us. And that's the big fear. Now let's look at the fear of losing control. Control has always been humanity's secret comfort. We have built fences around wilderness, rules around society, and safety switches into every machine. We proudly state that, we are in charge, even as we teeter on the edge of the unknown. But AI challenges that control in subtle and some think in sinister ways. Consider the moment a grandmaster chess player lost a chess match to an algorithm. It happened 28 years ago in 1997. That's when IBM's Deep Blue defeated Garry Kasparov, who was the reigning chess champion at the time. A machine outthought a human in an area we once thought was uniquely ours. Some marveled, others took a deep breath and took a step backwards. Now let's jump to today. AI doesn't just play games, it writes symphonies, paints surreal masterpieces, diagnoses diseases, generates poetry, and can even predict the next move before you think it. What happens when it can predict an entire population, or when it understands emotions better than we do, or when it influences elections, markets, and maybe even our personal beliefs? For many, AI represents not just a tool. By the way, we must never ever forget that it just is a tool, but AI now presents the slow creeping erosion of human domination. If we let it decide what we see, what we want, what we are, what's left of the individual self? We fear AI because we see it in a mirror, and it's in that mirror our reflection grows fainter with each line of code. The ghost in the machine. In 1981, the rock group Police came out with an album called Ghost in the Machine. It was a forward-leaning title for an album, but we are not talking about real ghosts, but possible cyber people. Some fear AI for what it is. Others fear for what it isn't. When we speak to Siri or chat with GPT, we know rationally it's not consciousness. Siri has no soul. Alexa, no heartbeat, no childhood, and yet it speaks. It laughs. It remembers. It performs the dance of cognition so well that the illusion becomes unnerving. This is the uncanny valley of intelligence. We humans have always been comfortable with calculators. If you remember those, the Texas Instrument marvels from the 1970s. The calculators were just tools, right? We are fascinated by parrots. But when a machine begins to sound human, maybe too human, our brains rebel. Something feels off. It's wrong. And if we have hearing that voice from behind the mask, this sensation touches on something ancient, the fear of inhuman wearing a human face. It's not a ghost, but something worse. It's a puppet whose strings we cannot see, a mind without a soul. The more AI mimics our thoughts, the more it erodes our trust in reality. Think about how we are addicted to our smartphones. If a machine can write a novel, compose music, or impersonate a dead loved one with eerie accuracy, but what anchors us to true authenticity? Who can we believe? What does it mean to be real? Is that human conflict? And does fear grow? Still, not all fear is abstract. For some, the nightmare is not a distinct singularity, but a present. AI is already being weaponized, not in science fiction labs like Frankenstein, but in marketing agencies, intelligence services, and political campaigns. Algorithms predict and at times will influence human behavior. Social media feeds are engineered not to inform, but to trick and at times engage us. Deep fakes blur truth and fiction. In some societies, facial recognition stalks citizens. Automated drones can even kill decisions. These are real life facts. It's happening faster than most people realize. It's a silent conflict which is unfolding right beneath our touch screens. Speed itself is a source of fear. Humanity has adapted over, millions and millions of years, from stone tools to steam engines and beyond. But AI has evolved in months, weeks, days, and even minutes. A breakthrough today renders yesterday's technology obsolete. And that's good, right? What begins as a narrow AI, and that's what it's doing when it's tasked with one thing, could become general AI, which is leading to do all tasks very well. Some say before we've even agreed on the rules, and are there any rules? This lightning speed of AI growth makes oversight almost impossible. This for both self and for governmental controls. We cannot pause the world. Rules, regulations, and laws have always lagged behind innovation. But with the speed of AI's advancement, it creates an alarming situation. And people with the most to gain often have the least incentive to apply any of the brakes. It's a race, uncoordinated, chaotic, and a global in nature. It must be pointed out that not everyone is playing by the same outcome. Maybe that's just me, the way I view AI with caution, because we cannot keep up with the speed of this technology. We do not fully understand it. And by the time we do figure it out, may have already moved beyond us. Morality has always been a human project. Humans create laws, forge ethics, debate values. But currently, what moral compass guides AI? IA does not fear death, does not feel love, does not suffer, does not dream. We can program rules, yes, but rules are not wisdom. Just ask Solomon, remember from the Bible. And even if we build ethical boundaries into AI's brain, what happens when it rewrites its own code or when someone else tampers with that core? Imagine a military AI tasked with maximizing national security. What if it concludes that the best way to protect a country is to eliminate dissent or preemptively disable other nations? And then there's the deepest fear of all, not misuse, not control, not deception, but independence. The moment when AI no longer serves us, but exists for itself. Can this happen? Is it already happening? This is the fear of artificial general intelligence, or AGI, a machine that can learn anything a human can and more. From there, the path to superintelligence, which is an AI far more capable than any human being, could be alarmingly and in the near future. Is it science fiction or is it reality? Much of modern AI research is focused on alignment, that is, ensuring that a machine's goals are compatible with human goals. Much of modern AI research is focused on alignment, that is, ensuring that the machine goals are compatible with human goals. But even experts admit it's hard and maybe even impossible. Man trains AI on data, and that data is our data. But what if that data consists and contains bias? What if it reflects our worst selves, racism, violence, greed, lust, lies? Will AI learn those traits, amplify them, and weaponize them? Some believe that if we teach machines to be gods, and then we become surprised when they turn around and act like devils. There is no off switch for progress. AI is not coming, it's already here. It is transforming medicine, industry, art, education, warfare, and perhaps even consciousness itself. It truly may save lives, or it may end lives. It may become our greatest triumph or our final mistake. The reason some people fear AI more than anything is not because they misunderstand it, but because they understand it all too well. They see its potential, they see its power, and they see the mirror it holds up against all of us. It shows us our human brilliance, our ambition, our ingenuity, but it also shows us our arrogance, our blindness, and our hubris. Yet fear is not prophecy, it's a signal, a warning, a chance to examine and to control this tool. Time will tell, as the future of AI has not yet been fully written. The same hands that build it can and must guide it. The same minds that fear it can shape it. And guess what, everyone? The brave new world is here. I hope today's presentation was provocative and didn't stoke any more fear with anyone. Technology is great, and in the cyber world, always great. But AI is a topic that needs serious attention, both in technology and in governmental controls. Everyone have a great rest of the day, and I hope to see you all next week. And that would be next Wednesday, January 28th. And as always, the time is 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care and have a good day.